All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostle and elders, Great Millstone, who teach very well, while I learned this truth from. And salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. And on today, man, just basically, again, on the times that we're coming in, because in the times that we're coming in, this word is going to be so precious, This is what's going to keep us stable. Let me start off with the scriptures in Isaiah 33 and verse 6. In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. In strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Now right there it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. So having this truth, this understanding of what's going on, is going to comfort you. Let's say if you've seen the movie already, so when the boogeyman jump out, everybody else going to jump, but you ain't because you've seen that scene before. We already heard about the upcoming famines and the dangerous times. And it's not like, for the lack of better words, we're going to be away from it. The Lord is going to have us in the midst of these things, man. And what's going to keep us calm and in the spirit in the midst of these things is the scriptures. I'm going to read this one more time. In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So this truth is going to keep you stable, man. When the boat starts to shake, when the roller coaster starts going around, this truth is going to keep you locked in. Because soon as you get unbuckled, for the lack of better words, you're out of there, man. You toss to and fro every wind of doctrine. And it's a crazy thing how now these guys are losing patience. Guys are already saying that we are in the kingdom. And we not under the curses and stuff like that. You're going to see how much time, you're going to see how much we are in captivity in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. You're going to see we're still under the curses in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Showing you that these people don't know what they're talking about. And wisdom and knowledge is not going to keep them stable. Why? Because they don't have the true wisdom and knowledge. Their wisdom and knowledge is not built upon Yahweh Shai. Their wisdom and knowledge is built upon their own belly. That's why the Lord said, lean not into your own understanding. That's on all levels, man. But I'm continuing on. It says, in strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Because ultimately we fear the Lord because we heard the report. And what does the report says, man? The report says that bad things are coming. Let's go right here to the book of Habakkuk. This is the book of Habakkuk 3 and verse 2. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. We heard about prophecy, man. We heard about the famine. We heard about World War III. The time of Jacob's trouble is going to be worse than 70 AD. The civil rights movement. We heard about these terrible times that's coming ahead, man. And how did we hear it? Through the prophets. That's why it says, Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy works in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath. Remember mercy, because we finna get ready to see the wrath of the Lord upon the planet Earth, man. When these people starting to get taken out in a mass number, whether it be through a natural disaster or a disaster that Esau caused, man. But at the same time, again, this truth is going to keep us locked in. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Colossians 1. Yep. This is the book of Colossians 1. And I'm going to start at verse 23. It says, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled. Now, real quick, let's get something. It says, if you continue in the faith, grounded. Let's get this word grounded. The word grounded.
Strong's G 2311. Themeliao. Themeliao.
You heard it. It says to lay the foundation, to found, to make, establish, establish. So your foundation is being built upon Yahweh Shai, and not upon these different doctrines which will hold no weight. Because you saying that we already in Deuteronomy 1 and 14 is basically saying we in the kingdom of heaven. How are we going to be in the kingdom of heaven when it's going to be a time when it's going to be a lack of bread and a lack of water? You know? Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and was preached to every creature which is under heaven, wherefore Paul I am made a minister. So guess what? Everybody upon the word, a world basically have heard this gospel. Will it be in the simple form of, do you know that the Lord is a so-called black man? Or whether it be in the form of the extreme of World War III is coming. Everybody have heard the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and nobody can get away with it, man. You know, it's going to be either you take heed unto it, you know, you let it get into your mind and plant and be grounded, or you'll just do away with it. You know, and that's the parable of the soil seed. You know, some was laid upon good ground, thorny ground, and basically on the wayside, man. They don't want nothing to do with the truth, man. You know? Because why? They're comfortable in the world. Especially when it says the thorny ground, it grew, and the ways of the world choked them. And that's the reason why Jake don't want to commit into Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because they too attached into the society of America. So when the society of America gets snatched away, they're going to totally bug out. But we're going to be establishing Yahweh Shai, and we're going to be focused, man. Let's get this again. Colossians 1 in verse 23. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled. Now let's get that word settled too, because that word established goes into grounded. Now that word settled, yep.
Strong's G 1476. Hedraias. Hedraias.
And you heard it. Strong's H 1476. It says firm, immovable, steadfast. Right there. Immovable. Because we're not going to move upon the things that we believe upon. We're actually hard-headed in righteousness, man. You know? That's why even the scripture said he made our foreheads hard against their foreheads. And it says immovable, so you're not going to move us off our square, for the lack of better words. Read this again. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard, and was preached to every creature which is under heaven, wherefore Paul I am made a minister. And it says which ye have heard and was preached, man. Again, everybody have heard this word. But again, a lot of people have been moved away from it. Again, why was they moved away from it? Because the ways of this society and the ways that Babylon seduced them back into this society. Because even Jake can even be on something a little bit, but all of a sudden emotions will kick in. You know, American mindset will kick in. Like, let's get a school. Matter of fact, we need a black dollar. Not knowing Jake is just ignorant, man. Let's go ahead and get continuing on, though. It says, who now rejoice in my sufferings for you, and fill up which is behind of the afflictions of Mashiach in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church. So we go through hell, man. And really, we go through hell for Yahweh Shai's sake. Read this again. It says, who now rejoice in my sufferings for you. So we rejoice when we take a hell. That don't mean we just saying, hallelujah, we running up and down the aisle. That rejoicing is about us doing these videos and thanking the Lord for the truth and catching hell, man. Because we catch hell now, so in a lot of times, we'll be used to it, man. What it says in the scriptures, well, we suffer now, so we won't suffer with the world. Let's continue on. It says, and fill up which is behind of the afflictions of a Mashiach in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church. Wherefore I am a minister. So even though you catching hell, you still got to minister. You still got to do the work according to the disposition of the Most High, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of the Most High. Yeah, because even through the hell, we still push this word. But guess what? When we go through hell, this word is our comfort. Let's get this in the book of Psalms. (119), and I'm going to jump down to verse 50. It says, this is my comfort and my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me. And we just seen that Apostle Paul just mentioned about going through hell, but while going through hell, rejoicing. While going through hell, still ministering. You know? So while we're ministering, this word is our comfort. It's our relief. And guess what? It's also going to be our relief in the time of Jacob's trouble. Because it's going to be something as simple as a precept that's going to keep your mind steady. You know? Let's go ahead and finish off right here in the book of Matthew. This is the book of Matthew 7. And I'm going to jump down to verse 24. Therefore, whoso heareth these things of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which builded his house upon a rock. So whoever hearken unto these words, and again, we know that these words comfort us. It's like a ointment on a bad sore, you know, that's actually healing you. Read this again. It says, therefore, whoso heareth these things of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And that's a solid foundation, man. You know, continuing on. And the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And the reason it says the winds came and the floods, that's you going through hell. But really, we ain't going through nothing comparing to the things that's ahead, man. You know? Because it also tells us that in the book of Acts 14:22, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know? So we're going to have to go through a lot of things. But guess what? The things that we're going to go through, if you built upon Yahushua, if you built upon that rock, if you built upon the truth, then at the end of the day, you're going to be stable. You're not going to fall apart. Why? Because you was found upon that rock, and that rock is who? Yahushua. It says, and everyone that heareth these things of mine and doeth them not, so you don't want to listen, you want to do your own thing, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which builded his house upon sin. So you're building your house upon something that is fickle. The valley of the shadow of death. Something that can change at any moment. A shadow can change by a cloud. A shadow can change by a tree. A shadow can be changed by a sun. You know? And you can look away for 10 minutes and look back at it again. It won't be the same. And that's the state of America. America will never be great again. It will never be at its best. Actually, it's declining. You know? And as things decline, things are going to get more violent. People are going to be more desperate. And that's what people say. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, man. That's going to be the motto for these people in these nowadays, man. Continuing on. It says, and the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew. So when you start catching hell and beat upon that house, it fell, and great was the fall of it. It said it fell, man. It fell apart. Because again, these people are so used to the dopamine hits that America feed them. When these things get taken away, they're going to be salivating. And ultimately, these people are going to be asking, why, for lack of better words, man. Asking, why did this happen? Why did the internet get cut off? And Esau is going to come with that solution. That solution is going to come in the form of that R to the F to the I to the DC help, man. A tiny device that will go under your skin. You know? And continuing on though, it says, and great was the fall of it, because people are going to fall apart and take the sea help, man. Continuing on, and it came to pass when Yahushua had ended these sayings, these people were astonished at his doctrine. Let's get this on the NIV. When Yahushua had finished saying these things, the crowd was amazed at his teachings, because he made a heavy point. He made a point that, for the lack of better words, you being built upon him, you trust in him, you're going to stand. You're not going to fall, you're going to prevail. You know? Let's go ahead and get this real quick. Let's get this word astonished. Salakia. Because again, these people was amazed at it. And the same thing with the truth is whether you with the Lord or whether you against them. And again, you can't miss the doctrine of Yahushua with anything else. Because there's like mixing your foundation with dirt and mud. And just like the statue of Daniel, it's going to ultimately fall apart. Let's get this word astonished again. They changed it. But the first one's straight. We get done. I think there's an etymology. We had this
Strong's G 1605. Ekpleso. Ekpleso.
Yeah, it says with astonishment, amaze, astonish. You know? Look up that word astonish. To be surprised and impressed greatly, man. Because again, for lack of better words, because this foundation is what's going to keep you stable in this dangerous time. Something as simple as words. Something as simple as the scriptures. And you trusting in the words of Yahushua. And Lord wouldn't be in the part of that hope for number, man. You know? Continuing on, though. I think that's pretty. And continuing on, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. I think that's what it is. It says he taught them as one that had authority and not as the scribes. Let's get that word authority. Authority. Yeah, this is it. Salakia.
Strong's G 1849. Exousia. Exousia.
You heard it? It says power of choice, liberty of doing things, get to the point. Physical, yes, because you exalt your voice. Yahushua, he had a powerful voice. But let's get this in the mental power. That's the point. It says physical and mental power, but it's all about that mental power because that's what the Lord is dealing with. The Lord is dealing with the minds of men in these latter days. And in the latter days, if your mind not right, if your mind not straight, and if you're not right with Yahushua, you're going to get put to death. Real quick, let's get something. And we're going to end off on this in the book of Proverbs 4. Proverbs 4 in verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence. Yes, it says keep thy heart with all diligence, man. And that's your mind. Keep your mind from things that defile you. You know? It says, for out of it are the issues of life. You know, because everything starts with a thought. So yeah, I pray this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone, and Shalom.